Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Dr. Gloria Trueh, CEO and founder of United Women Leaders Global Network. And I'm from the beautiful island of Barbados, the Caribbean.
Yes.
Yes. Everybody said Benjamin, I know they've been there. Well, my story is long, but I'm going to make it in 2 or 3 minutes. When I came to America, I worked in corporate. I was the person that was discriminated against because when I speak, no one understood me. And I came and I had to go back to high school. That's how long I've been here, because we came under the British and you had the American system. There were 10 of us. I am the 5th child. My mother is an entrepreneur. And when I say entrepreneur, I don't mean like how we are entrepreneurs, but the house that you have the little shop on the side, and we help sell on Saturdays. So when I came here, I started high school, had to go through the 11th and 12th grade again, and then from there, I realized that my destiny is to be an entrepreneur like my mother, because she stayed home with us. With that many children, you couldn't really work because I mean, your money would pretty much be going for the babysitter, but let me just get into it. To make a long story short, I went to high school again here, then I went to Polytechnic, then from there I went to college, I did my bachelor's, my master's, then from there I was determined to make it in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the American dream. I am a mother of 3, I have 2 daughters and a son. And I make sure that they are educated because I didn't want to come here and be on the welfare system. So I did everything I could to be independent and be self-free. So this is my organization, United Women Leaders Global Network. And today I'm talking about the topic, how many men in the room? Just one. So, I'm he went like that. I'm like, well, what am I'm talking for the men in the room. But anyhow, I'm talking about the gender pay gap. I'd like 1 year later in America. And how many women here are still in corporate? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, I'm a business coach, and I coach women that are coming from the corporate world, wanting to become an entrepreneur because they have been on their jobs for so long, and they're not being elevated. They reached the pipeline. Some of them have not reached the pipeline. Some of them have actually been on the entry-level job, and they're just moving so slowly. They're being discriminated against, whether it's, well, I'm not even going to talk about the African American, but you'll see the statistics here in a minute. But I'm just talking about women in general. We are all, whether we black, white, pink, green, Asian, wherever we come from, we are women, and we are striving to survive. Before I start, women have been fighting for their rights. I have my statistics here. Since in the 1860s, trying to get equal pay. And 1860s, no one here was alive at that time. So if you calculate 1860 to 2024, is 166 years that women have been striving to get equal pay. Now, there was a law that was passed in America in 1963, and that law said that we should have equal pay. Now that is let me see, from 1860 to 1963 is 103 years since women have been fighting. So I'm just going to 61 years. So let's go. Bear with me a little bit, okay. Now this is the aim. The aim of the presentation is to raise awareness about persistent gender wage, and as you can read it, the advancement of women in leadership, what hinders them, who have been advocated against, Also the challenges, the policies, the promotion, to promote equal opportunity, fair compensation. No matter where in the job that we are, it seems as though that we are being discriminated against in the lives of peers. So the ultimate goal today is to inspire women today to take action to achieve gender equality in the workforce and create a more equitable society for all. Now, what is gender pay? We probably all know what gender pay is. Gender pay it refers to the disparity in income between men and women, both in individual roles, average earnings across the workforce. And despite legislative efforts, such as Equal Pay Act, that's the act that was passed by President John Kennedy, there's still a persistent factor in wage. So we have two types of wages. We have the control wage and the uncontrolled wage. And the control and uncontrolled gap, so as you can read, the control gap measures the difference in pay between men and women performing the same job with the same experience and qualification, but they're not making the same amount of money. For example, when two people go to work, a man and a woman go to work, the man is making absolutely $1 more than a woman. 84 cents is what the woman makes, and the man will make $1. Even though we both have the same experience, same bachelor's, same master's, and PhD. And as I go through this, you will see that even with all of the education that you have, you still is not equivalent to what a man is making. So you'll see as I go forward. Now look at I don't know if you can see the blue and the green. The little one is the men. The blue is the men. The orange is going to tell you the control. I'm going to move fast because I have a lot. So this is the history of the gender wage gap in America. I'm talking about America, but I did a research for the whole world, but it will take me hours to tell you about the whole world. So I'm centering with America, because that's where I live, and I even did a little bit of Canada. So this is the act that was passed by John Kennedy in that year of '63. Equal pay was prohibited for employers to pay different wages to men and women who work under similar conditions, and those jobs require the same level of skills, efforts, and responsibilities. But women are still leaving their jobs because they're not being paid equally. Now this is the statistics here. As you can see, the first 99%, I know the numbers at the bottom are not too clearly. 99% is the Asian women. The 74% is the white woman. The black woman is 66. The Native Hawaiian woman is 61, and 55. The Native woman, the Latina. So even the Asian woman still not making that $1. Somehow we just can't seem to get that $1. Just $1, but it means a lot when it comes to money. Because when you get your paycheck, you know you stay late, and women usually work late. We have children, we have our husbands to go home and cook for. We have so many things to do, but we just cannot get that money that we're seeking. So because of this, women leaving. Someone talked yesterday about the C-suites. I can't remember who talked about it, but look at the statistics of the C-suites, and this only given for the pilots, the chef, on the C-suites. Despite the push for equal pay, for equal work, women continue to earn less than men in nearly every occupation. Whatever occupation you can think of, women are still behind. And in the C-suite, which is like the CEO, the CFO, the COO, they are making, women at the executive level still earn only 95 cents compared to $1 earned by men. And the uncontrolled gap, the wage is 73 cents. So we are continually fighting this battle that we don't seem to be able to win.
Yeah.
So the entry-level gender wage gap, as we can see with the education here, Like we were talking, some people have 4 and 5 degrees, going for the PhD, the masters. As you go, you see, sometimes that don't even make a difference. We're just doing it to put ourselves up, but in the ending, it comes down to when you get into corporate, when you get your boss, whomever it is, they are the ones that consider and decide how much you get paid. Even the laws have been passed, but it still is the same way. So the entry-level positions also experience significant disparity with women earning 18.4% less than men. That's a lot of money that we're leaving on the table. So addressing the wage gap at the entry level is crucial for long-term pay equity, equality. So look at the levels here: the pre-degree, the entry level, the mid-level, the senior level, and the executive level. As you can see, I don't even have to tell you, the men is the ones that is leading in everything. No matter if you're going with a degree or other degree, you're still struggling, you're still fighting, you're still trying to get what is rightfully yours, and that is equality. The gender pay according to the job titles. This chart shows certain job titles experience more profound wage gaps than others. And it highlights to you, it shows you the producers. So women in this sector is making a little bit more than men. And it's not by much, because you can see these are all, I wouldn't say low-level jobs, but you can figure out what it is. Look at the producers, the cleaners, transportation storages. That is the only way that you see women have, you can barely see on the chart what they're making. And even though I was looking at the last one is 42,299, and the woman is 42,369. So it's just like you can barely identify what is happening in the corporations. Industry with the smallest gap. I don't know if you can see the numbers, but look at the ratio for the male to the female, and these are jobs with the smallest pay gap. You're talking about the physical and social science technicians. Look at the physical therapist. I have a friend. He has his PhD as a physical therapist. And my other friend has her PhD in physical therapy, and she is making 120,000, and he is making 150,000. When I spoke to the two of them, and they're doing the same thing. But the thing about it is male and female. So you can see right there that the physical therapist male is making what the bartender is making. Just look at the figure, it speaks for itself. The social worker. And you know they have so many female social workers. I don't see too many men social workers, have you? They're mostly female. So we really have to struggle. We really have to get out there and attend to our business. And half of us here are entrepreneurs already, but there's still women in corporate that is fighting to get what is equally theirs. Even with degrees, you can see that we have problems. Shrink it a little bit. So this is the industry, and you guys are going to be really mad now. Look at the real estate brokers and sales agent. Look at what the can you bring it down a little bit for the male female? And these statistics is 22-23 by the Department of Statistics and Labor in Washington. Look at the salaries for the real estate agent. Look at the personal financial advisor. And you know, I bought both of my homes where they were females that actually sold both of my homes to myself. Insurance agents, I mean, bus drivers. Look at the male bus driver. When you see the high figure, you know it's the male. So you guys, when you get out of here, wherever wherever you're going back to, you need to get involved with women issues. Not because that we are entrepreneurs now that we can say, okay, we are free. We still have women that are fighting for their rights. We still have women with bachelors and masters and PhDs going back to school and still can't get their fair share of the market. We stay up late at night, and while we are working on our degrees, we still have to nurse our children, we still have to help them with the homework, and we are not doing anything. Let me just move back. I have 5 minutes. Legal, look at the legal system. Now, if the women is the blue, is the green, and that is only in clerks. If your clerk is where you see the green, a lawyer, look at the lawyer, 45 to 49. Now, the title lawyer, the patent lawyer, look at the trial lawyer. Look at the trial lawyer. So, you see women being lawyers, you can't even comprehend what they're paying women. Okay, educational system, we were talking about that. With a high school degree, diploma, look at what a man is making compared to the female. Look, it's right there. Advanced degree. So the degrees, contrary to expectations, higher education does not always lead to a narrow wage gap for women. So even with your degrees, it doesn't matter, you're still going to be discriminated against. Now, retirement. Look at the retirement. These statistics, when I saw it, I was so furious. The gender wage gap impact women long-term financial security, including retirement savings and benefits. And the reason that women are not making that much is because throughout their whole life working and putting all your money in the system for Social Security, you're going to come out and still not making it. For example, there's certain retail stores you go in, you see older people still working. Yes. They're going back up to work because Social Security, you're making $2,500 every 2 weeks, and when you retire, you're getting $1,500 for a month. How can you survive on that? It's poverty, and you go into the government and you're getting nothing. So you can see for the black woman is 21, the white 23, and the male, of course, they all the way, they have the last dollar, all to the end. Race, you can see, of course, that these are all the male. Look at the female. The male is still keeping that dollar, is still topping it. The black woman is 79 cents, the Latino woman 83, Asian women, and you can just read the statistics for yourself. I gotta move. I have 3 minutes. The pipeline. Now, we were talking about the pipeline. The pipeline is, the women are going through the pipeline, but they're stuck because they have no representation. Does anyone here, boss, ever came to them and say, I want to make you an executive of the finance department? You're in the pipeline, but you can't reach to the C corp, to C-suites. So it's saying recent election have surged women leaders. They're in the pipeline, but somehow they're getting stuck. And when I was doing it, I had another chart where they show you the women heads are sticking up the pipeline. They're through it, but they can't get all the way to the end because of pay, because they're not getting the recognition that they need. So the barrier blocks for women, the disparity in pay, the opportunities, particularly for women of color, domestic barriers that hinder women and societal that keep them from getting what they need to get, and addressing these barriers is crucial. Let's see, and the conclusion is, despite the significant stride in women workforce participation and the enactment of legislation, women, since 1860, the gap has endured over centuries, with women still earning 16% less than men on the average, reflecting significant disparities in various jobs. And I have something that I want to read because I didn't have any time to put it on the slide. And that's okay. Let me just read this because I know my time is up. And it says here, the Center of American Progress Projects, which is what I got this research from. It says that the gender wage gap between men and women is not going to reach that level. You ready for this number? Until 2056.
Oh, I'll be here.
I'll wait. 2056. That's 32 years from now.
I'll be here.
It's going to be 100 years. And you know who's going to fight for it? Our children and our grandchildren. They're the ones that probably going to make that equality with men. And I am telling you, it's amazing. And one last statistic I will give you before I go is the gender wage gap is not only complex, but it is also stubborn. Have you ever dealt with a stubborn person? Yeah. I understand that. My son is very stubborn. And the gap has only closed 4% in 40 years. Wow. No, you take that back to whatever state you came from.